Yeah, there's a whole variety. I mean, there's an amazing thing I read about for at a sort of rural Austrian dances in the 19th century. Women would put a slice of apple under their armpit, dance away until it was good and moist, and then they would present it to the fellow that they had their eye on. And if he reciprocated, he would pop that sweaty bit of apple into his mouth, delighted at being afforded the opportunity to share in her personal fragrance. And if he had no interest, then back into the baster it went for another round of dancing, and she'd give it to someone else. And then alongside that, you can look at Fiji, where there was a tradition to win over the your future father-in-law by presenting him with a whale's tooth. But the trick is the tooth had to have been freshly wrenched from a whale's mouth. And in Hindu Balinese society, there's a tradition of when you reach marrying age, men and women file down several of their teeth to sort of flag that up, their availability. And then you've got people like Gunter Sachs, but I think the weirdest one I read to do with marriage, I can't remember where I read it. It was ages ago, and I made a note of it, and I think I put it in a QI script at some point. But it was a report in a German medical weekly called Der Arzt, and it was in the 18th century. The editor of this German paper had holidayed in Corsica, and he recorded this tradition of when a husband dies, a Corsican widow places his corpse on a blanket and fills it with heavy objects and tools, and then she gathers the other women from the village, and together they toss his body up and down on this blanket to see if it will revive him, because apparently men are always faking death to get out of marriages. And it did happen, and if he did miraculously regain his senses, then he was left to the mercy of his former widow.